this song,
Yes, sir.
listening to this song, I think this song should have been the one that was named Amapiano. If you listen to if you listen to the piano, it goes kong, kong, kong. Listen.
Yes.
Kong, kong, kong.
Oh, yes.
You see, that's where Amapiano originates.
Yeah. I remember the video very well. I also. What's the
baby, yeah. Duru, 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 duru. Duru, 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 duru. Yeah, yeah, duru, 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 duru. Yeah,
Ay. Ladies and gentlemen, he's in studio. Tebogo Steve Kekana. What did it all start for you, sir? Which province first? Gauteng, Limpopo, Mpumalanga, Eastern Cape, KZN?
I'm a serious Limpopo boy.
Oh, wow. Okay. Go guy go Limpopo.
Zebediela.
Zebediela.
Yeah, that's where we grow a lot of oranges. That's why you have my voice being so smooth.
And
it swims in orange juice.
Yes, sir. What type of upbringing did you have? Because I can imagine, obviously, it was those days of apartheid South Africa.
Well, upbringing was just a normal black child upbringing. I'm a child of a single mother. That's why I always tell people never underestimate single mothers. They've got all what they deserve to. And I became blind at the age of 5 due to glaucoma. Glaucoma is an eye sickness which affects the corneas. So it dries up the cornea, and then when the cornea is dry, so you can't see any longer. Then I was taken to Silwe School for the Blind around Polokwane. I did my schooling there until matric. I always crack a joke and say, you know, I'm a very fascinating person. I started school at a blind school, but when I did my matric, I had to do it in a sighted school because because I was unfortunately expelled at Silwe School for the Blind for politicizing blind people.
Politicizing blind people? So you were politically conscious at the time because you could see what was going on in the country?
Yes, I was politically conscious. So I had to go write my matric in Matladi High School, which is a sighted school there in Zebediela.
Yes, sir.
By the grace of God, I passed. And then, because at Silwe we were being given instruments, musical instruments, guitars, organs, and all that. So that's where I started learning my little bit of piano and a little bit of guitar. So fortunately, the late Lazarus Hahudi remembered me wherever he was by then, so he recruited me to come and join him in an amateur group called Hunters. It was near Beggersford in Driekop. So we joined him until...
Wow, you were discovered by Ntate Lazarus Hahudi?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that story. You see, guys, that's why it's important to listen to these stories and absorb the wisdom. Yes, sir.
Until Tom Vuma met me there at Driekop, and he recruited me to come to record at EMI, and I started with a song called Mamsi, which turned gold within 2 weeks.
Wow.
From there, I never looked back. I just collected.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
but at the same time, I'm just trying to show some questions you will ask because I'm sifting here.
No, don't sift, sir. Tell us all, because I want these youngsters to learn. Right. And I want them to hear all the entire story.
Yes. But then, while I was now in the music industry, I remembered what I always wished or wanted to do, because at Silwe I always wanted to be a lawyer. And in 1994, when I have accumulated enough money to go to university, then I went to register at the University of the North. I registered
Tefloop.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I registered B. Juris. I got it in record time within 4 years.
Wow. Okay.
And then I continued. I registered LLB. I got it again in record time in
Wow.
2 years. Then I went to practice law at Beggarsford. I practiced law for 1 year, but then I was recruited by the Gauteng Premier's office to be the legal administrative officer. It was during the time of, when did I come to Joburg to practice law again? 1990, yeah.
Yes, sir.
1990 I practiced. So I worked for the government of Gauteng for 10 years because is it 10? No. I started in 1990 and I resigned in 2010.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I worked for the Premier's office and then I worked again for the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture. Unfortunately, when I decided to go to Sports, Arts and Culture, I thought I will be given a chance to promulgate laws which will help my fellow artists and all that. Little did I know that when you work in the department, your duty is just to interpret those laws that are there, no matter how bad or how useless they are. All you need to do is to interpret. People who are making law are politicians whom you're voting for there. So my wish was shattered because then, and then again I left. Then I went to work for another department called the Gauteng Shared Services Center, where it dealt with labor matters, disciplinary hearings and all that. Yeah, then in 2010 I resigned. I formed my own labor consultant company called Legal Smart.
Yes, sir.
I worked for that company for 1 year, and then I was recruited by UNISA. I was a labor law lecturer, junior lecturer, for 2 years at UNISA. And then 2014, I was recruited by the so-called Film and Publication Board. I worked there for 2014, 2015. I was, this is a legal term called constructively dismissed.
And at Metro FM, I was not constructively dismissed. I was dismissed. I was more fired.
No, it's better to be constructively dismissed rather than fired. You are constructively dismissed. You are about to be paid.
Do you think Musi Maiman is in that situation right now?
No, I don't think so. Musi Maimane will not be constructively dismissed because politicians do not apply for work. Yeah, a politician is not an employee. So if
he's a servant.
Yes.
Well, they're supposed to be servants.
They are supposed to be servants. If he decides to quit, I don't know whether he has quit already or not. But, if he decides to quit, then he quits. He'll just get his pensions and all that, and that's it. Unless maybe he's gonna form another party. I don't know. It would be better. I was sitting there thinking, but Musi and Mashaba should have known from the beginning that they are entering into another party which they should not have trusted. You see? But anyway, it's no problem. Everybody has got the right to trust whomever they want to trust.
Yes, sir.
We don't blame him for that. But it might have destroyed their future, because even if they form another party, I doubt if many people will follow them, because they are from another party which Yeah.
Yeah, it's for obvious reasons. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. You are a very intelligent man, sir, I must say. It's not known or not that usual for us musicians to be looked at as academics or looked at as what you have been able to do with your life. And I must say that I didn't even know that you're even that educated, and some of the things you've been able to do over the past couple of years.
Well, let me add something that maybe you have forgotten.
Yes, sir.
In 2004, I became an advocate.
Oh, wow. Oh, congratulations, sir. Yes. Oh, wow.
2013, I went back to school again and I got a master's degree in labor law. So I've got 3 law degrees.
Sure. Well, now you're still working on it, ne?
Yes,
Say you are. Say you are. You're still young.
I graduated this year.
Oh, you graduate? Oh, thank you,
Oh
son.
my God. Say sorry.
Sorry.
Say sorry. Thank you.
Sorry, my angel.
Thank you.
I'm impressed. Kerata bana ba ratang school. And it's
No, sweetheart.
let's go back to, I was talking about, this section of the show, by the way, for those who don't know, it's called umkhabulo. Umkhabulo is when sikhabuliswa ama-sister wethu or ama-oled wethu or ama-timer wethu or ama-grootman wethu. Ukhabulisa is to give wisdom, is to guide, encourage, and mentor, give information to the younger ones. That's what this section is for of the show. Umkhabulo. So sesiyakhabula manje.
I hope I did not disappoint Umkhabulo.
No, of course not, sir. That's exactly what we've been looking for.
All right.
To inspire our listeners and the new generation. How did you become a family man and a father at the same time being in the music industry? Because I know it can get hectic.
Definitely sure it can get hectic. When you grow up, or when one grows up, he looks up at other people.
Yes, sir.
My hero in the music industry remains, actually my heroes remains Mbaqanga, Siminya, and Ausleta.
Yes, sir.
Those two are the people that musician can look up to them and follow them. They got married, I don't know when, they still married. I respect them for that. In most cases, we as musicians, we love quitting without having sat down and checked. I want to tell you one thing. I wrote a book. It's called The I in Me.
Oh, you've got a book out. Okay.
Yeah, and this book tells the story of a musician called Steve Kekana. In that book, I tell it all, the good, the bad, and the ugly of Steve Kekana.
Yes, sir.
No, people mustn't think that I'm a saint. No.
Yes, sir.
I'm just a human being. I can be very bad sometimes. I can be good sometimes. I can be very ugly. To such an extent that I wrote the chapter about marriage. I said, marriage is a dark corridor. You just don't know where are you going when you get into that corridor. You don't know what is in your way, what are you going to find in that corridor, but you need to be brave, because marriage can only be sustained by communication. And now one would say, were you ever divorced? I would quickly say yes.
Yes, sir.
I divorced twice, but reconciled once.
Yes, sir.
Then I realized that no, this thing of divorcing doesn't make sense. It means I'm a fool, because I was unable to solve the problems which could have started by either myself or my wife. We should have just communicated. We would have sorted this thing out. But I'm happy we reconciled. We together.
Now, the beautiful thing is, music makes us travel, and we meet a lot of people. And I'm glad that you're saying that, because I look at what's happening right now. I can imagine then. Now when I found out Khodil Tamalaka had 5 other kids, was unfortunately when he was going to pass on that year. And that's when I found out that I've got brothers and sisters, because kana go tsa lona ne go sna di condom le HIV kana go tseng. No, I'm just speaking facts. I mean, it's
tell it as it is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you be on the roads and you're meeting all these different people and you're meeting some beautiful people sometimes, and you know, and I'm bringing that conversation into marriage as well. Did that affect your marriage? Or you wouldn't say it's the music industry, or it's your traveling, or it's your forever being on the road, not being around? Because I mean, you're a musician. You're not just a 9 to 5 person who's there at the weekends and writes or watch 5 ka 7 or monthly.
I wouldn't want, because if I say it is the traveling that makes us bad people, I would be hiding behind something that I should not. You know, when you tell somebody that I love you, in her heart or in his heart, he or she believes that you mean you love him or her alone. The minute you start to love another one somewhere, fine, it's fine as a youngster. It's fine, but that is what we call cheating.
Yes, sir.
But again, we need to understand one thing. My belief is, I don't think black people do cheat.
But black men don't cheat. No, I'm kidding. Let him finish his statement first.
No, you're very right. As far as I'm concerned, I would say black men don't cheat. Only white men can cheat. Because it is our culture to marry multiple women.
Yes, sir. But with the knowledge of the other ones.
With the knowledge of the other one.
Yes, sir.
But the minute you don't do it with the knowledge of the other one, that's where you are wrong.
That's cheating, yes.
Yes.
And with the knowledge of the other one, there must also be an agreement. She must agree, okay,
exactly. Actually, in most cases, in African culture, the first wife is the one who will have to go and propose. You tell her that I've got feelings for that woman. The wife, if he or she agrees, then he is the one who will go and propose that lady for you.
Yes, sir.
That is Africanism.
African culture. Now let's come back to you. You know, I was speaking high praises of Ndate Herman Mashaba. He's an amazing man. We interviewed him here. He promised that our entire staff and our listeners books. And I thought he was just giving, I was like, politicians are always, you know, you can't trust them. He actually literally came back 3 hours later, just like he promised to. He brought us all books and they were all signed. And everybody received a copy of his book in the studio, and some of our listeners. And one of the things he said on air during our interview was how hard it was for him to build a brand, Black Like Me, Kanakwe Apartheid. How hard was it for you guys to become successful musicians, Kanakwe Apartheid?
It was not easy, I must tell you. It was not easy. In the first place, can you believe that when I recorded my first album, I was only given 2.5% royalty.
Ngare complain ka 8% to kenyani nowadays.
I was given 2.5%. And I had to be content with it. Number two, you couldn't speak to the white bosses of the company. You must always speak through the producer. If you are not happy with the producer, then you are in trouble, because then your problem wouldn't be solved. That is why you find Soul Brothers had to quit and form Soul Brothers all by themselves and live in Zimande. And Lerona, we left Tom Vuma and we formed our own group, because we felt we were never going to make it here. Only after we left our producer could we sit down with the white bosses, and then we negotiated better salary. I sold a lot of albums. That is why at the end of the day, I ended up being given, I don't think any artist was ever given this royalty rate, 15% at EMI. And
at the time, 15% is very high.
but
those days,
it sounded high, but it wasn't very high. I mean, a record was, an album was how much? 5 rand. You know, so 15% of 5 rand is not that much. But I can tell you that we through perseverance, we succeeded. Again, you may find that you perform to a show at the show, and then the producer, who happens to be a self-claimed manager of yours, gives you 15 rand per show.
Is it?
Yeah, 15 rand per show. So you would be happy if you have like 10, 15 shows per month. Then it would be 15 times 15. And people thought that we were multi-millionaires.
Thought you on TV.
And we were not. And I don't know how much
Hey, you remember La Poloja? Hey, guys. Wow.
They were not giving you any money there. You may find they were giving you the whole band about 100 rand.
And most artists at the time, maybe like the A-listers, how much were they charging those days?
Charging how much?
Like per show, because I know now many artists, they charge about 20,000, 50,000. The top artists charge about 100,000, 200,000. This is now.
With us, we were actually not charging per show because we were doing shows on for ourselves. If there is it happens that a producer comes with the battle of the bands, a show in Jabulani, then they would give you you would charge about 10,000 rand if you are the expensive one.
Yes.
Yeah, 10,000 rand. Yeah, the highest show that I was performing at during that time, not now.
Yes, sir.
Now I'm damn expensive.
Obviously, I mean, come on, obviously.
You know, concert in the park. There was a show where the white musicians and black musicians were to perform together at Ellis Park.
Yes, sir.
That was during the time of Feel So Strong, when I recorded Feel So Strong with PJ Powers. Then at least that show, I got about 15,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It's so amazing, guys. And that's why I always say it's always important to know history and where we come from. I look at soccer stars today, the amount of money they're earning through endorsements, through all these different things they do and their big salaries, same as musicians. And it's always very important for you to know that it was not always like it is right now.
But let me get something here.
Yes, sir.
We're not closing the program.
No, we're not. We're just going to go to the news and then we're going to come back because I want to learn and khabula as much as possible today.
No, you can khabula as much as possible, but I would want to talk about this song, Keep Our World Alive. What about it?
Okay, we're coming back. We're going to talk about it as well. We've got the legend, the icon, Tebogo Steve Kekana in studio. Oh, I've learned so many things today. For instance, I didn't know that he's got 3 degrees. He's got a master's degree on top of that as well. Very, very educated man. But then let's not mix education and intelligence, because a lot of our Matai Marona, they were just intelligent katlago. Yeah, he just had to spice it up. Degrees a buyer. That even makes him super intelligent.
Patrick Mpepu always said, "Utanya ashu jana shigoro."
Meaning,
wisdom does not amount to school going.
Nice. Oh, I'm loving the show. Let's go, my baby.
Akwaje iminyaka esithupha amaphoyisa amukele ukufumbathiswa abashushumbisi bezidakamizwa eCape Town. Sawubona mlaleli. Amaphoyisa amabili aqashwe aboshwe ngemuva kokwamukela ukufumbathiswa inkonzo abashushumbisi bezidakamizwa endaweni yaseMitchells Plain eCape Town. Usergeant Ryan Hopkins kanye noConstable Mabongo Nzenzwe kuthiwa bafike emzini womsono abashaqa izidakamizwa ababese befuna inhlawulo yenkulungwane yamarandi ukuze bangambophisi umsolwa. unkosikazi womsolo ubeseshayela amaphoyisa ucingo ewazisa ngalesigameko kanti okhulumela uphiko lezokushushiswa komphakathi u-Eric Ntabaziyalila uthi abasolwa bagojwe iminyaka yesithupha izolo kanti inkantolo i-Bellville Specialized Crime Court isichithile isigwebo seminyaka emibili abayisinikwe ngaphambilini. Iphini likamongameli umnumzane uDavid Mabuza uthi uhulumeni uzoyidedela enye ingxenye yomhlaba ukuze isetshenziselwe ukufukula umnotho. uMabuza ukusho lokhu izolo ngesikhathi iqubuka umbuzo ePhalamende ukuthi ingabe uhulumeni unayo yini enye indlela yokuvulela umnotho ngokuthi kusetshenziswe umhlaba ukuze kufukulwe umnotho waseNingizimu Afrika. uMabuza uthi umhlaba uzokwazi ukuthi usetshenziswele ukwakhiwa kwezindlu ezolimo kanye nokunye. Kanti uma ngiphetha ngodabuluthi bengingakacaci ukuthi ubumayelana nani umbhikisho wezakhamuzi zase-Adleni eCape Town kuthiwa iqoqo labantu bakule ndawo bavuka umbhejazana bavala imigwaqo ngamathaya avuthayo abese bejikijela ngamatshe emgaqweni. Kanti ekuqaleni kwaleli sonto kushone abantu ababili kule ndawo ngesikhathi imjondolo engama300 ithungeleka ngomlilo. Abantu abayi1,200 abasale edengwane bengenazo ngisho nezindawo zokufihla amakhanda. Ikhansela lewadi uMagadian Davis uthi usalindoza kwabo ngoba yena kanaso isiqiniseko sokuthi labantu bafuna izindlu noma kukhona yini okunye abakhalazelayo. Masibheke ezimakethe. Irandi lweba ngo-14.66 uma liqhathaniswa nedola laseMelika libe ngo-18.89 uma liqhathaniswa nopondo waseBrithani libe ngo-16.31 uma liqhathaniswa ne-euro. Imikhiqizo embiwa phansi igolide uhweba ngo-$1,493 per cent i-ounce, iplatinum $901 kanti u-oil angahluziwe eba ngo-$58.97 umphongolo. Amazinga okushisa ePitoli u-24, eGoli u-22, eFerrier u-28. Ngizibambe lapho-ke mlaleli ezehora lesihlanu ngikhumbuze udabuko lihamba phambili. Akujwe iminyaka yesithupha amaphoyisa amukele ukufumbathiswa abashushumbisi bezidakamizwa eCape Town. Selothi Mbaqanga ihora lesihlanu ngibuye namanqampunqampu kanti usamamele uhlelo i-DJ School Live kwi-Voice of Tembisa.
Massive Metro News every hour on the hour. DJ School Live on Voice of Tembisa.
Legendary Steve Kekana joins us in studio today. He's got a brand new song. He'll tell us a little bit more about it in a few minutes. This one is called Keep Our World Alive. Legendary, iconic Steve Kekana live on Massive Metro and Voice of Tembisa.
Good care of the well and treasure rolling.
This is the Massive Metro.
What a beautiful song. What a beautiful song. Oh, what a beautiful song.
Soothing,
what a nice song. Yes.
Just soothing.
It reminds me of those songs, the collaborations like the likes.
We heal the world.
Yes.
Pure.
And internet melody also are Ebony and Ivory,
we're together in perfect harmony. Yes. Man, I can sleep at night, keep my mates. Yeah.
Meaningful music.
Yeah, with a message. Yeah.
Who's singing here, sir, with you?
That's a very good question. I forgot the name.
That's a classic.
I've only met once.
But Uber. Imagine if Remo said, who did you feature on the song?
Serious.
No, but I mean, it made sense. I'm sure if you've only met once.
We only met once when she came to record. And
yeah. It can happen. Give me some more.
Oh, I.
It's okay. I'm not saying it's fine, but it's I'm not paying.
I wouldn't have forgotten the name.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh man, what a nice song. Let's go into the song.
That's yeah. I'm sure I got one time.
Yeah.
So every time I go to the room, you go host and I succeed.
All right, let's go. What 20 pass the advert?
Sure, John. It's 10 pass.
10 pass. Okay, let me go. The Surf School of Shine wants to help you build career confidence through their free online courses, helping you shine and thrive in your career. Well, listen up. We've got a surprise for you. The Surf School of Shine has decided to give Voice of Tembisa and Massive Metro listeners another 5,000 rands in cash. Yes. Bagofa 5,000, boss. They want to reward you for being our loyal listener and for being a client of theirs. To enter and enroll. Actually, let me put it this way. www.surfshine.co.za is the web address. How do you get 5,000 rands? By going into www.surfshine.co.za. Surf is SURF and then shine SHINE. It's all one word. Surfshine.co.za. Register, enroll online. As soon as you've enrolled, take a screen grab of after you filled in the forms. If it's on your computer, grab your phone and take a picture to prove that you have filled in the forms and you've enrolled. And then take that picture and send it to the Surf School of Shine WhatsApp line. Their WhatsApp number is 079 545 6013. That's 079 545 6013. 079 505 6013. This will automatically enter you into the competition where you stand a chance to win yourself 5,000 rands. Register now and bring out your bright with Surf. Welcome to the DJ Smooth live on Massive Metro and the Voice of Tembisa. You've just listened to an amazing track. And I mean, I was just asking that Steve off air, who's the person you're featuring on the track, because when I listen to the song, it's one of those songs that is a positive song, and I would like to know more about the song.
Yeah, it's better if you know more about the song. You see,
Yes,
this
sir.
song, many people do not know that South Africa is a water scarce country.
Yes, sir.
We're suffering insofar as water is concerned in South Africa. We don't really have water. That is why you hear all over the radios and television people being warned to use water sparingly. So another friend of mine, Terry Dempsey, came and we discussed this thing. I said, let's write a song about preserving nature. Because if we waste water, we are about to dry and die of thirst and hunger anyway. By the way, when water is not there, what are we going to cook? So we wrote, and then we wrote this song. We are now collaborating with another organization called Water Shortage SA, which is an organization which makes people aware of using water sparingly. There is no intention of making money out of this. The intention is to make people aware. It's a pity that if this radio station was a television station, then you would even see the video. The video there is beautiful. It's got some penguins.
Is it on YouTube?
Come again?
Is it on YouTube?
Yes.
Okay, because YouTube, a lot of people release their music videos on YouTube.
Yeah, it
okay.
is on YouTube.
So we'll watch it.
You will see how we trying to encourage people to spare water. Because if you spare water, you will be saving the fish, you'll be saving penguins, you'll be saving all these animals that are living in the sea. Even those animals, including ourselves, who are living outside the sea, because we need water seriously. Right now, we're praying very, very much that Mother Nature can hear our prayer and sing Letambulis Marwapula is the song of happiness.
Yeah.
We really, this is a song that we want to encourage people to seriously think about saving water. Don't fill the bath when you wash. Don't use the shower unsparingly when you still making soap on your washing rack. Switch the shower off and then put the soap on your body while there is no water. Open up the water only when you spill the soap there. Try by all means to do everything possible to save water. That's the meaning of that song.
Beautiful, and it's an incredible song. And for me to see that you're still making music, are you still touring? Do you still go on the road? Because the love for music, I can imagine it'll never go away.
I still do music, unfortunately, or let me promise to give you an album.
Okay, nice.
But not today. I don't have it today, but I can bring it to.
So you finished it?
Yeah, it's done.
Okay.
I'll bring it tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I promise I'll bring it tomorrow.
And how often do you find time to still make music when you've got 3 degrees, a master's degree, and you've got all these careers and other things to focus on?
I always tell people that, resting is not to lie down and catch sleep. Resting is to do something that you were not doing. Like now, if you are from this studio,
yes, sir,
and then you go and teach people maths, just for an example, you are resting because you have left the studio work. Now you are resting because you're doing something other than what you call your daily work. So I interchange, and I always tell people that God gave men 24 hours. It's up to you what you want to do with the 24 hours. If you want to sleep 16 hours and only work for 8 hours, that's up to you. If you want to sleep 20 hours and work 4 hours, it's up to you. But then be surprised when people are successful more than you are. So it's a matter of sharing the time and the hours that God has given you if you want to succeed.
Amazing. And how many kids?
2.
2 kids. Yeah. And how old are they? Because I saw one of them. There's a man who looks like you. I'm guaranteed this man is your son. He has to be your son. He looks like you too much.
No, he's not.
He's not your son, that man. Now, he's hiding behind you. Serious?
No,
I thought he's your son. This man.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, even if you can take a picture and look at him correctly, you will see.
Correct.
Don't look at him. No, he's not. But everybody keeps on saying Gemurwaka.
Yes, even me, I'm sure you get it a lot in Donas.
Yeah, too much.
But what are some of the things that you learned by being in front of greatness?
You know, as long as he's with me, I tell you, stick around, son, I will make you famous.
DJ Spoon,
He's not my son.
Yes, sir. I can imagine how incredible it is for you, bruh, and young as you are, to be learning so much.
Yeah, it's so incredible because there's a lot of things to learn from Dr. Steve Kekana here.
Yeah.
He always told me never have fear.
Yeah.
Because the moment you have fear, then you're derailing yourself from your success.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he always says.
What do you want to do when in the future?
Well, what I want to do, I was planning to get a degree in education next year.
Okay.
Yes, studying part-time in UNISA.
Nice. No, that's lovely. Congratulations. You see, the good influence, but you become who you hang around. You hang around with the men with the degrees, with the masters. You know, you're forced to go get one. Yes, but if you hang around with something else, you'll become that something else. Do you know what I mean? So it's great to meet you, my brother. It's okay? Kuto. Nice one. We'll a little time, my brother, and you are blessed to be next to him. Bless you, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. That is such an amazing story that you've had. And you were telling me about your two kids. How old are they now?
They are good. They are big sissies.
Oh, is it girls?
Yeah, they are big sissies.
Oh, wow.
When I make kids, I make kids for money's sake. I get married and pay no more, and then I count money.
Oh, so they're married now?
Yeah, no, one is married.
Oh, well done, sir.
The other one is not yet married. I hope she will be one day, and then that will be fine. And I still say, out of the book that I wrote, they will learn to navigate their lives through married life. You know, it's a beautiful book. I'm gonna try and organize. How many are you in the studio?
The people, members of the jury, 6, né? 5 or 6.
All right. I'll organize 6 books.
Yes, sir.
I will bring them. If I have them here in Joburg, I'll bring them together with the CD that I promised.
Oh, thank you, sir. That would be incredible. I'd love to read your story. You've got such an amazing story. You've led such an amazing life, and as a blind person, what you've been able to achieve is, it's an unbarking.
Unfathomable. Unfathomable.
How did you know I wanted to say that? Unfathomable.
What's that? That is true.
You cannot fathom. You cannot understand. You can't. When you cannot fathom something, it's mind blowing. You can't understand it. It's something that is not the ordinary. Yeah.
Because I don't know how you were able to achieve all of what you achieved, blind as you are. And I can only imagine back in those days growing up under a lot of pressure from your peers, because I know how cruel kids can be as well at school.
You don't say that. Don't say that. I only survived the peer pressure because at least I did see a little. So whoever was trying to poke fun of me, I just grabbed them and beat the hell out of them. So out of beating the hell out of them, they started to respect me. And instead, they wanted to be with me so that the other boys of the other villages cannot touch them. So when they are with me, they knew they were very safe.
Legendary, iconic, and that is Steve Kekana, Umkhabulo on DJ Sbu Live on Massive Metro, and the voice of Tembisa 87.6. He's got a book out, and he says he's got a brand new album that is just finished. I'm looking forward to that one. And just as we're about to wrap it up, I'd love for you, sir, to speak to people that are going through a lot. A lot of our people are going through a lot. More than half of our youth is unemployed. People are not working. Gunzima ngaphandle. As somebody who's also has had to live your life through apartheid to where you are today, I'm sure you've got a word or two to share with them on our radio station right now.
Yeah, let me just tell the people out there that, you remember I was telling you, was it off air when I said Mpepu used to say Utanya Shujana Shkolo, meaning going to school doesn't necessarily make you a wise person.
Yes, sir.
I'm reading a book by Spiliano. He is saying, if you want to get rich, don't go to school.
Yeah, I've read such books as well who spread such a message.
Yeah.
And if we bala matile, you won't understand what they're saying.
Yeah.
But they're actually giving reasons there and they make sense.
Exactly. So I'm saying, if you are a young person, my advice is, you know, when we grew up, there were these schools called Mbaqanga school.
What is an Mbaqanga school?
Mbaqanga school, it's
Stout school.
what we call a technical school.
Oh, okay.
And it doesn't mean that these technical schools or Mbaqangas were made for blacks only. Even the white people went to Mbaqangas.
Oh, where they taught technical skills, never bricklaying, but woodworking.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Nerna lo ya le rona technical ne re ga di Tuesday.
Yeah, because that is going to save you from the mentality of, I've come to collect my check. You know, if you are, I'm not talking bad about people who are working in corporate, but every month they will want to come in. I've come to collect my check. Unfortunately, this time they don't collect it; they just find it in the bank.
Yes, sir.
But it is better to do work all by yourself. While you read and study, but have something that you know that you can do all by yourself. Nowadays we talk about DIY, do it yourself. And because if you don't do it all by yourself, then you will always work for some other people. You know.
I hope you guys get the message. That's the message I always preach to you guys. I'm like Areki saying, even if Ubereka you've got a 9 to 5, have a side hustle. I always encourage this, man. You work with me. I've got many side hustles, my bro. You must have your own side hustle. Yesterday we were sitting having a meeting with him, helping him on his other side hustle ideas that he's coming up with. Like, guys, have something, kamole side thing. One salary is not enough.
No,
So,
seriously.
you know,
I mean, I'm an advocate. I'm a musician. Sometimes I just collect my CDs and go to the mall and promote.
yes.
People say, but Steve, how can you do that?
Just like me, I go to the streets and I sell my more fire.
Exactly.
And people are like, why you do that? Or whatever. I don't care. I'm
Yeah,
fine.
that's what they say. I said, is it sign no, I said, sign this is my product. I must make sure that it works for me. Promoting my music in a mall is not a shame to me. It will be a shame if I go and promote somebody from America's music in the mall.
Yeah.
Then I will be shameful of doing that. So you see, I'm not depending on waiting for a client who will come and say, come and defend me, and then wait. Sometimes he pays you, sometimes he comes and cries, hey, you see now, that's not. When I promote my music, they buy. They don't say we don't have money. They buy.
Immediately, yes.
I go there, go back home with money. This is what you, as young people, must learn to do, that don't depend on an 8 to 5 job. Depend on what you can do all by yourself without depending on somebody else giving you money from his back pocket.
The legendary, iconic Ntate Steve Kekana. Thank you so much, sir. This means so much to us. And I do know the interview has been shifted around. You made it. And guys, one of the things I must mention to you that doesn't get said on air, we interview a lot of artists. 80% of them are always late. He was here almost an hour early, guys. He's been waiting an hour early. What does that say?
What I want to say again is, you can never regard yourself as professional if you are not punctual. Professionalism goes with punctuality.
Ladies and gentlemen, the legendary Steve Kekana. The legendary Steve Kekana. Remember the name?
Steve Kekana
is the name. Wow.
Hey, man.
Hey, keep blessed, man.
You are so blessed.
Yeah, no, yeah. Ooh, I feel so warm.
So
I'm
we've
inspired.
recorded it on camera. So we're gonna send you as soon as the boys edited it. Lebo will. Ow. Oh, Musi's on TV.
Hey, I was worried for a second.
I don't worry. I mean,
It's
He's
over.
not, I don't think he's going to.
So he's just gonna do what then?
I don't know.
wait, Mangabla.
Hey, what of a push?
This one, I don't trust him.
Very foolish of him if he
What
doesn't
do you go? Yeah, what do you
Yeah, it
go?
will be though. It will be.
That would be very foolish of him.
Because that's what we're all waiting for South Africans. But now, if he doesn't do it, which I think he won't.
But then again, bamuniga makhoa a.
Bamutoka for Rona.
Bamutoka for Rona.
Yes.
No, lava ka mo keep down suka re mo. No, yeah, I've got no problem le Musi, but ke na le problem le Makgowa now.
And Nikila Rishigela Shemio.
Can we take a picture, sir, if you don't mind?
No.
Really appreciate it.
In Nelson Mandela Bay.
Very good that the song is still playing.
In fact,
I remember that song. That's what I will never forget it. My man, take your love.
Where do we go for it?
Yeah, right next to him.
intense focus on job creation and services. For South Africa, this was
I'm so starstruck. You don't
for the
understand.
party. We more than doubled our governance footprint
Yeah.
from
Let's
6.5
do that
million
program.
to almost
Yes, I know Abonagala. Yes, definitely.
We're now living
Definitely
under DLA
Abonagala.
government. Forming these dear governments obviously was crucial to our project and a vital step towards building that trust with South Africans who
He
were
doesn't sound happy. He's gonna.
He doesn't, yeah, you can tell. Can you please get them our gift from the just to say thank you, yes.
Oh, okay.
That was beautiful. Yeah.
I've never been more proud of the fact that I grew up in under apartheid. Became a city that now was governed by a DA and a new South African party.
Akasiphumele. Not to I wish him bad, but angeke aphumelele. If ufuna uzama ukuqala iphathi yakhe, ubani ozomvotela?
And I'm grateful
So many. And ngiyakhumbula noma beka kuthi abantu bengahlale bamtshela ukuthi wena uyisell out. Uyisell out.
complex and intricate coalition arranged.
Yeah, like Nikodonka.
Yes, sir. All right, let me do this. Please do. Legendary Steve Kekana, born 4th of August 1958, same age as my mother. He's actually, my mom was born on the 31st of July. He was born on the 4th of August. So they literally, bafita nakamatsatsi. Wow, I didn't know. Bafita nakamatsatsi in Zebediela. At the time, it was called Transvaal, Mumzansi. Singer-songwriter, lost his sight at age 5, attended school for the blind in Pietersburg, which is now Limpopo, Polokwane. In 1979-1980, he won what was then known as the SABC Black Music Award for Best Male Vocalist. Kekana's Raising My Family was a big hit in Europe in 1980. In total, he has recorded more than 40 albums, 40. His songs, The Bushman and Feel So Strong, featuring Hotline, were hits on the Springbok radio charts, the semi-official South African chart at the time, reaching number 13 and number 6 in 1982 and 1983 respectively. He has worked with the likes of Ray Phiri, Nana Coyote. He's a university graduate with 3 degrees. He's got a B Juris and an LLB degrees. He's got a master's as well. He's an advocate and a lecturer in labor law at the University of South Africa. He's got so many accolades that sometimes he even forgets to tell us about some. He didn't tell us that he lectures. Next time he's to Rutaba. Thank you, sir, and may God bless you. Thank you for giving us your time, sir.
Thank you very much.
The legendary Steve Kekana on Massive Metro and the voice of Tembisa.
87.6, 3 to 6 p.m.
Right?
Monday to Friday, weekdays.
La famba, yeah.
liqomenxa ihora lesihlanu amanqampunqampu ngaphathela uxolile ndovela sawubona mlalelini amaphoyisa asebophe owesifazane wase-israel ngemuva kwezinsolo zokubulala ingane ebekade eyigcina sibukeka siya ngokushuba isimo sesomiso esifundazweni i-Eastern Cape kanti ezemidlalo ziyalandela noThephi Kganyeni.
Okay, let me just put in sports. Sports, let's go.
5:30 is the time right now. Welcome to it. This is your final Disney update with myself, Zebediela Kekana. PSG superstar Kylian Mbappe broke Lionel Messi's long-standing UEFA Champions League record after an incredible hat-trick against Club Brugge on Tuesday. PSG maintained their perfect start to the UEFA Champions League season after hammering Percy Tau's Club Brugge 5-0 in Group A yesterday. Real Madrid finally clinched their first UEFA Champions League victory of the season after edging Galatasaray 1-0 in Group A. This also happened at Turk Telecom Arena. Paulo Dybala netted a late brace to snatch a 2-1 victory for Juventus over Lokomotiv Moscow, and the Italian Giants maintained at the top of Group D. Manchester City maintained their perfect record in Group C after thrashing Atalanta 5-1 thanks at the Etihad Stadium. And we had Bayern Munich maintain their perfect record in Group B after edging Olympiacos 3-2 at Stadio Georgia. And finally, Tottenham Hotspurs won their first match of the campaign after thumping Red Star Belgrade 5-0 in Group B at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. That is all I have for you right now when it comes to Disky updates. Catch me bright and early tomorrow morning at 9:30. For now, DJ Spirit Live continues on Massive Metro and the Voice of Tembisa. Thank you.
Thank you.
Away. Can I say, Vanna?